Can you hear the dings? Messages from my daughter. All right. It is Father's Day 2022. It is June 19th, which is Juneteenth, for those of you that observe Juneteenth. So we're going to kind of kill two birds with one stone. We'll do Afro Samurai to kind of fill a Juneteenth quota. And his father, and I'm not going to get this name right for the life of me. It's shoot, I need to write it down so I don't forget it. Rokutaro. I'll write it right here on his bandana so I don't forget. Rokutaro. So, if you've watched Afro Samurai, you know the story of spoilers of how he watches his father die in front of him as a kid. It's kind of his Batman origin, but it's more of a revenge story in the long run. So I printed out some reference. So I'm going to turn the branding off here. Turn the commenting on so I can see if anybody actually says anything. So I printed out some reference so I'd have something. Now, when you look at Rokutaro and Afro Samurai, they look almost exactly the same. Rokutaro is the dad, and Afro Samurai is the son. The bandana that Rokutaro wears is one. That's why you only see one hash. The bandana that Afro Samurai wears is two. But other than that, it's the same. Afro Samurai just has the main earrings, and then Rokutaro has two in his right ear and in his left ear, but two in the right ear lower lobe, two in the left ear, one in the lower lobe, one in the upper. So those are like the distinguishing characteristics, and then Rokutaro has the scar on his eyes. But other than that, they look almost like the same person. So it took me a while to realize I was looking at two different people, trying to see what the difference was. Then I printed out a reference photo that I kind of want to riff on this, but obviously Afro Samurai is leaner, so I'll have to exaggerate some of the pose. And then he doesn't have the pardon me, I don't know the term for the samurai pants, but they're not as blousy. He's wearing more like straight leg jeans and then bell bottoms, whereas this is like a one piece. It's like connected kind of. So I'll have to envision where the legs are, so I can actually put the legs in. The bandana, the strings or the fly-outs on the bandana, they make no sense, but they're a character, right? So you could have them play in the scene how you want them. It's kind of like Batman's cape in a lot of scenes where visually it makes no sense, but you have it to help tell the story, sell the action, or sell the motion. So you can do the same thing with Afro Samurai's bandana. So I was thinking this is one of the reasons I printed out this big. It's about how big I want the face, because I kind of want the father's face looming large in the background, and then Afro Samurai up front in a full body pose. So that's kind of what I'm going for, I think. Wish me luck. If anybody wants to chat, you can let me know. I can send you the link. Let me map in the foreground figure first, where I want to put him, because that'll inform where I want to kind of shift the face if I want to make it off center slightly or up or down so that I can get, where the nose and mouth show. I don't want, Afro Samurai to be blocking main features so you can no longer tell who it is. Although, again, they look almost the same. So we'll get the foreground figure in first, or at least the rough pose of the foreground figure. Now, I'm just so you know, I'm kind of envisioning through the character here. Let me get about white paint in here. So what I'm looking at is, sorry, this charged. I'm looking at, so I'm trying to envision the muscles underneath this robe. And this is something you can do with reference if you want, if it helps you out, if you see like a pose you like, but you're trying to see what's going on underneath. You can kind of just draw through it, This is kind of what's going on in the legs. Is you got one that's like, both legs are pretty heavily bent, but one is going farther back, and then his torso is actually kind of leaning into the curve of the strike. And one thing I always point out when I'm drawing swords, something I learned, if you want to draw swords accurately, or like two-handed sword wielding, if you notice when you see an actual samurai or an experienced swordsman using a sword with two hands, it's not held like a baseball bat. When you look at people holding a baseball bat, they tend to choke with their hands close together. When you're using a sword, your hands are farther apart because it gives you better leverage for angle strikes, and more into that. Whereas a bat, you're actually fighting at your own risk, but the bat is more in the arm swing. When you're wielding a sword command, you have the arm swing combined with the position of the hands. So, if you never watched swordplay, now you know a little bit more about swordplay. I'm no expert, but I try when I draw stuff like this, I want to make it fairly accurate. Because I'm not an expert, this is why I look into things like that. All right, so and I'm using this steel stick technique right now, just because his figure is going to be leaner than his, so I've got to kind of get the mapping out, and then I can don't worry about the rest. See, like this leg, because he's got longer limbs, I've got to extend the leg out, or I should extend the leg out or make it more bent. And his head tends to be a teardrop shape overall. Okay. And again, he is leaner than Toshiro Mifune. That is the reference to Toshiro Mifune over here. Well, this is what I'm looking at. I don't have the page folded, so I guess I can drag the book over a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay. But the way they draw Afro Samurai or animate him, he's very lean. So we're going to try and capture that as well. And I'm drawing parts you won't actually see because it helps me map where the clothes should fall and where the support points are. You don't have to do this. There's people that are really good at drawing clothes that kind of visualize it in their head. I'm not that good at drawing clothes. It's an admitted weakness. Okay. Now this bicep is going to be foreshortened because it's kind of actually coming toward you. Remember, this is the rear hand, so this hand is farther away than this hand. So what you're seeing here is some foreshortening going on. Music's not too loud, is it? I picked up a beat generator the other day because I got a couple copyright strikes using bend sound, which previously were free to use with the songs you attributed. But I guess they've changed some of their licensing policy on a couple of their tracks. Let's see. Down. This one is bent. Again, I'm trying to visualize the body underneath the cloak. So we have this opposed with this. So I'm trying to do that. Okay, and then Afro Samurai is not the kind of guy to have like huge lats or anything. He's very slender. So the torso coming down pretty much straight. And then you've got a bend and then kind of almost a very elongated S curve through the torso into the crotch. So kind of envision like that. And then we've got one hand at the top of the sword. So that you have to imagine that the hilt of the sword is right here. Right? And then he has like this weird square hilt, which is actually going to end up blocking the fingers that you, well, maybe not. I'd probably go over that, I guess, if I do it something like this. Okay. And then we have to consider some perspective here too, because the blade is angled too. Something like that, maybe. And then the way Toshiro has it, it's thin side onto us, so you're not going to see the thick part of it. Something like that. Here's where I may want to push the pose. I think I want some more motion in the torso. So I'm going to exaggerate the slant, the lean. If I take it out to here, let me see how this looks. And now it looks off balance. If I go the other direction. No, I guess I should have just left it as it was. There's a reason he's standing that way. It's because he's on balance. Everything else makes him look really off balance. All right. Because you have this center of gravity, and when they start leaning over, it throws off that center of balance. I said, I can to elongate his limbs. I can put this leg out more than it is in the reference. I have to account for greater bend too in the knee. Head, I think I'm going to put it more nestled down into the shoulders. So if we say this is approximately where we want Afro Samurai to be, then we start putting the clothes on them. And then you can have a lot of fun, just like with the ribbons on the bandana. The hair acts as a character too. Now you can see in this one, it's kind of interesting because they have the ribbons of the bandana blowing to the left, the hair is blowing to the right. So you get this entire motion. And it's all kind of designed to lead your eyes, right? You can see again in this one, the hair is going this way, but you get your eyes you pull in from the hair, follow the ribbon down. So you're watching, looking at the face. So you get this motion of watch, and lead you back into the legs. So that's something you can have fun with there. Trying to figure out. I think because I have the blade swinging this way, which would be a swing this direction, I think I want to have the hair kind of going this direction to pull into that. And again, just like we did with the body, we're just kind of roughing in the hair. A glorious mane, man. And keep in mind, we're going to have a face behind him back here. Right? Okay. I might do. I don't want to erase them up. I just want to lock the line down a bit. Dirty eraser. I can still do what I want to do here. Which is to just kind of subdue the lines a little bit. So when I draw the clothes, they're more, they're stronger lines than the body. Well, at least that was the theory. Having a dirty eraser apparently like grade everything up a bit. It's okay though. I think we're kind of in there. I'm not doing the pencils too tight anyway. I'll do a lot of the detail in the inking process too. But I do want to have it fairly close, so that I know what it is I'm inking and I don't lose track of where I'm at inking. Anybody there? I feel like I need to talk when I do these videos, but then again, I don't know if anybody's ever paying attention, so. the other thing you do when you see the reference, you can kind of see where the pinch points are like going in the twist of the clothes. Now it's interesting. He does have the kind of samurai. I just noticed that he does have that hole on the side on the hips that the samurais would have, even though his pants aren't the same. So I've got to account for that. Let's see. And his belt is going to go in an S curve too. We're going to see it peeking out there and get thicker here because you have the thigh on this side. Okay. So we can take right about there. You wouldn't see the one on this side, I don't think, because of where the leg is rounded out. Might end up thinning him out even more. I'm looking at, he still looks kind of thick here, especially in the torso. Let's see what I can do to thin that out. And the way the samurai pants go, the tunic on top actually tucks in and will stick out from the kind of hole in the side of the pants. Okay. Now, Afro Samurai's pants are ridiculously bell-bottomed. So we'll try to do that. And they took a huge amount of artistic license in the billowiness of them. So sometimes stuff like that is hard for me because I've worked quite a bit at trying to get, not necessarily realistic, but like I don't draw hyper real, but trying to make things look somewhat accurate. And then when you come into something that's very stylized, it can be hard sometimes to do that. But I've worked a lot on my ability to be versatile, so we'll fake it. And then not only are they bell-bottom, but they also have this interesting flare right at the bottom of them. So they billow out from the knee, and then they curl out at the ankles, or above the ankles. Makes an interesting look. So let me erase out the shin so I don't confuse that when I ink later. Believe it or not, we're making progress. And I can kind of tell what I'm supposed to be drawing later. Okay. The face is going to be kind of small for Afro Samurai, but we can still get the basics in there. Just to help me map the landmarks. Kind of looking Again, I'll add a lot of detail during the inking phase. Okay, so that's where Afro Samurai is. Now let's switch over to the dad reference. Now I can figure out how I want to do this, because I want to have the mouth partially visible, so you can see where the hair is here. Okay, so if I want to have the mouth visible, let's say we want the mouth to be right about here. We'll just draw it. I think I got away with the center line pretty close to the actual center. I'm going to make it a little smaller than the reference so that I can make sure I get enough of the face in there. Because I want to make sure I've got the ears in there, because that's one of the distinguishing characteristics, and the bandana, so the 1 and 2. That's why I'm making the head just a little smaller than my reference. I think I've got this distance too far. Again, because I'm reducing the size from the so I think that's probably a better positioning for where the eye is actually going to be. Sometimes it's hard for me because working on a slanted table like this, I get glare off the graphite, so I gotta like either move my head or move the paper so I can get rid of the glare. Those are some bushy ass eyebrows, right? So again, the dad, we want to make sure we get the high and low earring on this side. Move this down. So I'm actually just going to go all the way to the edge of the page. When I do the hair. What are y'all doing tonight? You guys are quiet. One on Facebook, one on Twitch. One of the things, like when I leave a lot of decisions to the inking phase, it just kind of like keeps the drawing a little looser. I'm not trying to think of everything right here. Now, it's really hard to see a lot of this stuff because it's so dark. So I'm kind of doing a symmetrical bit of work based on the other side. I can make out a little bit of it. And we can he does goatee. This is why I have a couple other angles. I can see that it doesn't go into the mouth. Stops well shy of the creases of the mouth. See where I couldn't see the mutton chops on this side, I can see them on. I'll be able to see them on this side. So we're kind of planning that out. Getting there, actually. We're getting there. Really, we are. And again, the difference between 1 and 2. So for 1, we'll have it'll be even with the red dot by itself. And for those of you that actually read Japanese, the kanji, I apologize. I don't. So when I invariably mess up this character, I apologize in advance. But just working from the reference I got and kind of making it look similar. I mean, obviously this one has kind of a house structure in it. So we'll do that. Keep that in mind when we come up for the rest of it. A lot of his hair is going to be black, so that'll be interesting. Let's see. His lobes. Have to. So I'm just going to eyeball that over from the other side here. Same thing with the bottom. And then I really can't see the ear at all, so I'm just going to fake it. I can see where the earrings are, so we can map that out. Trying to think what's going on here. I think this must be the edge of the ear right there on that side, and the hair sticking out. But we'll I just realized I can see some. This isn't foliage back here. This is the hairline. So we can carry some of that. I'll just say that's the bulk of the hair, and then I have stuff coming off of it. So look at, you see how, like, if I tilt it up to the camera even, then you get the glare. I think that's just about where we want to be now. What mediums do I want to use here? So to keep it kind of loose, let me grab a brush pen. Grab a brush to start off with. And I'm looking at the hair for both gents. And we're going to say, because the reference for him is lighted from this side, so it's probably going to be easy for me to follow that. So we're going to say the light source is coming from this direction, just to help keep me remember. Okay. So I'm grabbing a brush to start with because I want the loose qualities of the brush to work in my favor, hopefully. You guys there? Okay. So now again, the light's coming from this direction. I have to kind of envision some rolls, kind of like clouds in the hair. Give it some body. Oh, I just realized I didn't plan out his ribbons, did I? Okay. It's okay. I think I can do this real quick because they would have gone behind this anyway. So we'll say we're going to peek out here. But just like the hair and everything else kind of flows into the sword swing, let's have the ribbons also follow that. So we'll kind of imagine something like that. One of them. And let's see. Maybe another one comes farther out. See, I could even have one come in front of them just to sell some shape. Kind of like that idea. We'll have that one come in front of them. This one coming from behind. That helps sell the motion too. Okay. I don't have to get too close into the face and stuff because I can come in with another black. But like I said, I want to get the volume kind of going on the hair. So I'm kind of envisioning a curl like that, so the light is being shaded by its own curl. Okay, so that helps sell that. So I'm going straight, I'm going all the way to the edge of the page. And again, we're using the brush to just get a looser line than if I were using a hard nib. I'll probably grab a big ass Sharpie to fill in most of the black, even though it's not quite the same match for the Kuretake ink. I don't know if I have enough patience to try and fill the big ass area in with a smaller brush or a thicker nib. So again, we're saying the light's coming from this side. I'm just going to say, if I look at the reference, the hair on this side is black. I may see some form on this side. I'm not going to see it on this side because this side is just shadowed by his head, by his hair. Just like you can't see much detail in here where I did that. So we're going to call this side the black side. Right, let me grab my big ass Sharpie now. Got enough ink in this, I just bought it. That's the music for you. Get ready for a different beat. I can change up the beat. I'm not a big fan of Sharpies, though. Sharpies are not archival. Unfortunately, they don't make any huge archival markers. What I mean by archival is how long before they start fading. Sharpies, unfortunately, have a pretty short fade life. Now the Kuretake inks, both the pens I'll be using are Kuretake brand. It's a Kuretake Pomoji, and this is a Fudeko Kochi. Sorry if I said that wrong. But these tend to be more light fast. They'll stay dark longer. So the one I was using here, from the initial outlines, those are more. I don't know if I can necessarily say they're archival, but they are more light fast. They'll stay darker longer. Sharpies tend to yellow over time. They fade out into yellow. I should start brushing. I do have a carbon black ink, which is, in fact, I should probably just do that so this doesn't age poorly. I just don't like. Maybe for my brushes, using ink. Oh well. I'll go ahead and do it. I've got to get some better cleaning agents for brushes for ink, whether it's mineral spirits or whatever. Because I tend to mess up my brushes when I do inking this way. Okay, but anyways, we can. I can come in with the Pomoji brush pen where I have a little more control and do more of that. Let me slide this down. I'll just look at the bigger areas where I don't want to waste as much of my Pomoji pens. I'm going to mute myself for a minute while I go rinse out my brush before the ink sets into it. So apologize for the... Sorry, if you don't rinse out the ink out of the brushes quickly, you screw up your brushes beyond repair. Okay. My hand is wet. Rinse out the brush because I had to lather in soap too to make sure I get the brush clean. And now we got the light coming in, so we'll see some details in the hair on this side. This is from my wife. We're going on vacation. With me, with a friend. Yeah, that's fine. Now, because he's closer, I've got to make the splotches a little bit thicker, so I'm just pushing harder with the brush to... It's just like the details are just going to be kind of bigger on this side. All right. Oh, let me do the crazy ass eyebrows while I'm thinking of it. What you saw me doing there was just putting the point back on the brush. I'd actually flatten it out. Okay, so we go. The middle of the brow is coming through here. Same thing on the other side. We are where the middle of the brow is, and then work off of that. Okay. Caps that down. Now, for a lot of the finer ink, I'm going to the Kuretake Furigo Gochi. Furigo Kochi. All right, and this is again where I may need to adjust this temporarily so I don't have too much glare so I can see what I'm inking. So I apologize for moving the paper. You're going to get more keystoning, but I get less glare by leaning it up this way. And for less keystoning, I'm going to tilt it that way. I can try to get a little less keystoning in the camera, but then I usually end up hitting my head on the camera when I do that. See, you can tell by the grid how the camera's slightly angled. If I get the grid so that it's flat, you see I got to draw up here now. And I guess I can put the phone there. Let's see. It raises the phone, raises the image up a little bit, so it's not quite as keystone for you. Still hard for me to see, but one of these days I'll get a more vertical easel. Then I don't know how the camera's going to work, because this way the desk, like if this is the ground, you know, my desk is slanted but not real high, whereas normally you'd have a pretty steep slope so that you're drawing almost like, you know, parallel to the surface. Yeah, I can move this back up. All right, so let's get the old man reference out, and we'll start putting in some. Now, a lot of the stuff in, you know, that looks like black on the camera is actually just going to be really dark. So I'm not trying to make it look exactly like that. I'm trying to get the wrinkles and stuff on the inside of that. His eyes are really wide apart in my drawing, but I guess they're kind of far apart in the actual reference too. Maybe not as far apart as drawing. This side's going to be much darker. Put the scar in. These backs to make sure it looks okay. So I want these areas to be really dark when we do the coloring. So I'm going to put some hatching in there just to drive the light. I think it's coming together. What do you guys think? Yeah. Old man's in there. Put a thin outline for the red. I should probably just do this with a brush pen to keep it loose, even though I'm going to mess it up, I know, because I don't know that. Put this down again so that I can reach. So you see why I brought it down, so I can actually use the brush, kind of like a calligraphy brush, but this one. Again, I apologize if I screwed up the character. Just trying to capture the look. Okay, go back to the other Kuretake pen, and I can lift the page again. Okay, so now I've got to switch over to this reference and see if I can get details in there. See, now again, the difference is Dad was number 1, Son is number 2. 2 marks. And then I want to say the symbol is the same, but this is smaller. I'm not going to be able to make it look the same. Look in there. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have to add the earring in with probably white paint pen. Device. Let's finish setting up. Oh, that's not. I don't know what the hell you want to do right now. Windows, but I don't want to do that. Oh, I just realized I didn't allow for the ribbon to go across the sleeve. But actually might actually, let's see. Have it go in front of the torso, behind the sleeve, so that gives that extra layer of depth. It actually works. I can live with that. So goes comes from behind them, goes in front of them, goes behind them again. Yeah, it'll work. How are we doing tonight? Nobody's talking to me, so I don't know. If you guys need me to say anything, or if any questions you have as I go along, feel free to throw them out. Music choice working for everybody? I just realized this may be too thick because of the way he's drawn. So we'll go ahead and thin it out. Doing this thinking to actually have the line farther down. Okay. So now we're looking at this weird kind of ballooning at the not quite the ankles. Okay, and then he has some wooden sandals on, so I didn't draw his toes. I didn't plan for that. I've got to move this down a bit so that I can work on the arms. And I want to turn it so that the flow of the arms works better for my wrist. This is why it's nice to have a good afro in his number 2 headband. Okay, this afro up front. This is 2. This is 1. So because I'm doing the combination of Juneteenth and Father's Day, so we have Afro Samurai up front and the dad in the back. Rokutaro. The thing is, they look almost exactly the same, except for the headband and the earrings and the scars. Other than that, they look almost exactly the same. And both headbands are already inked, so probably not going to change much now. For this one. Kind of racist. Well, can't please everybody, I guess. Certainly wasn't the intent. But the good news is, if it bothers you, you can always do your own and make it however you want. Taking out some pencils. Is it a warm gray, number 4, kind of a base coat? Let's switch over to the. Do some refilling, I think. Give me a second. Number 4 in the refills. Back this second, just refilling the pen. And get away from the drawing in case I spill. And that was a W4. I want the shadows on the larger face on the dad, Rokutaro, to be darker. I'm going to go to a W7 for now and see how that looks. Really start working in some shadows. We got like a C4 for the hair. C4 is drying out too. C4 refill. Somebody still watching? I wanted to refill it because I want to use it for the shadows. I think the key part. Paint should be darker. Just cover the whole thing with the gray. And then we use a darker gray for the shading. I just realized I didn't put any warm gray in his feet. second. To a darker, look at W8. Wood. This so we can put some white into the headband without hopefully covering up the ink too much. I can go back in and touch up some of the color overlap. I'm going to pause the music for a second. I keep hearing beeping, but I don't know if it's the music or whether it's because it sounds like a USB device connecting or something. Just turn the music off for a second. Make sure I'm not hearing things. And we're keeping the light source coming from upper right, trying to at least. Get in these thinner areas. I don't want to use a paint pen because it'd be too bright. Okay, I guess that noise was the music. It's driving me nuts because I thought I had something like connecting and disconnecting. Put the music back on so you don't hear my voice or silence. Here just popped. Pants should be darker. So. What do you think about having the trail of blood marking across? Let me pencil in the idea and just see if I like it or not. Do it black and a little bit of red on top of the black. Kind of a graphic element. It makes no sense because you can't see what he's cutting, but again, just a graphic element. Now, we do have a white paint pen. We're going to put specular highlights. You know what those are going to be. Where we think we need to put ink lines back in. Doesn't matter. Just put a neutral gray over the top. I don't want to be bright white. Let's see. What other touches? Anything? Over an hour and 48 minutes. We'll wrap it up pretty soon. Yeah. And framing. Literally just a framing device, just a design element. And then get a light yellow. So it'll look I gotta figure out what track's causing that beeping noise, because I'm gonna have to turn it off because it really annoys me. It does sound like something connecting or disconnecting. Yeah. So the rhythm track. Sorry, I'm watching right now. I'm watching on the Music Maker right now to see which track is that beep. It's not one of those four. Not that one. It was the mallet sound. Okay, back to the drawing board. Little ant. I've developed an ant problem here recently. They come visit me while I'm drawing. probably make a speed replay of this. I don't like the way it's going out. I want to make his pants darker, I think. It's just the darker gray. There's a detail stripe down the front of his pants, I just noticed. So we can add that in real quick. C5, C7 to darken in some areas. Any other details I need to throw in there? I think. Into a longer blade. And I'd call it done, I think. What do you guys think? Why am I asking you? You're not going to answer me. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. It's 2 hours. It's probably about my normal time.